all, my name is Rahul and welcome to this session on Java language. In this video, we will talk about switch state. So guys, in the previous video, we had discussed about if statement, right? If you have not watched the video yet, you can go and you can just refer lecture 15. And in this video, I have discussed about all the possible scenarios of if statement. So you can easily get all the information if you watch this video. So in this video, we will try to understand how switch statement works and why we have introduced switch statement in Java language. Right? Same as like if statement, switch is a keyword. So this is a reserved keyword in Java language. It means we cannot use this keyword as an identifier or as a class or any other identifier in Java language. If you use it, then it will throw a compile time error. Now, if you talk about syntax of this, then syntax is very easy. You just have to declare any variable over here. So let's say int age equals to 10, and you just have to use the syntax. So syntax is very easy. You just have to say switch keyword. So since this is a keyword, so you will have to use this in lowercase, right? So you just have to say this, and you just have to pass the same variable over here. So we have taken variable as age over here. So you will have to pass age as inside this switch statement. Now here you just have to start the braces, and inside braces you will have to use the case keyword in order to execute your blocks of code. Since you have taken age and age is of integer type, so you will have to pass integer value over here, right? Like 10, 20 or something. So I'll just say 10. And after that, you just have to use colon, and here your block of code will go. Same as like next case would be case 20 colon, and after that you just have to use your block of code. So guys, if you remember, if else statement, we had performed the same type of operation where we have taken if statement, then else if, and then else, right? So else was to terminate. If any of the condition is not true, then it will go to the else part and it will execute that code. So the same thing, this works, switch statement as well. So here you will have to, if you are using character over here, right? So if I just say char, let's say char, and I'll just use this as grade over here. So if I just pass, single quote, right? Inside single quote, if I just say a, you will have to pass the same variable type just after the case keyword. So here you will have to pass case a, and after that your block of code will go. Same will go in case of string as well. So if I just say name over here, so if I just say inside double quote, if I say Java, so you will have to use the same thing. Inside double quote, you will have to say Java over here, and so on. So here also you will have to use Python. So this is how it works. So let's try to understand each and every program using the real-time example. So I'll just take you to the Eclipse, and here I'll try to create a new project for that. So I'll just click on File, I'll click on Java Project, and here I'll just say project name as Switch, right? And I'll just click on Finish. So on the source folder, I'll just do right click on that, and instead of creating any package, I'll directly create a class over here, and I'll just say program1. So in that case, what it does, Eclipse will automatically create a default package with the name of default package over here. You can see, right? If you want to rename it, that can also be done. And here it will not display the package name. So the class has been created with the name of program1. Now, if I just brief you about if statement. So if you remember, I had used like this, int age equals to 10. And if I just use if over here, so let's say I'll just say age should less than 0, right? And if this is correct, then I'll just try to execute the source of code this out, and I'll just say age is not valid. Something you can just say age is valid over here, right? And after that, I'll just use else if, and here I'll just say age equals to 10. And if this is correct, then get inside this and give me the output as age is valid. And at last I'll use else. Here I'll just say sys out, and I'll just say age is not valid, right? Now if you try to run your code, then what it does is it will check, okay, age value is what? 10. So it will go and check first if statement. So here we have said what? Age is less than 0. Now it will check for the condition whether 10 is less than 0. No, this is not correct because 10 is greater than 0. If this is not correct, it will not go and check this block of code. It will just skip this code and it will go to else if part. It will check, okay, age equals to 10. So it will check, okay, 10 equals to 10. This is correct. If this is correct, then it will execute this piece of code and you will get output as what? Age is valid and verified. So in this case, what we are observing here is we are using the same thing, but this looks very messy, right? Your code is not that much clean. So in order to make your code customized and clean, what we do is we use switch statement in Java language. So let me show you how switch statement works. So I have removed that part. Now let me try to declare the syntax of switch statement. So this is the normal syntax of switch statement, right? Here you just have to start with switch, and inside the bracket you just have to pass the variable. So my variable name is what? Age. So the same variable you will have to pass over here. Now over here you just have to say case. So case is a keyword in Java language, right? So this case we use in case of switch statement, and here you will have to pass the value. So I'll just say case 5 and I'll just use colon over here. I'll say sys out, and here I'll just say age is valid, and after that I'll just use case 10 colon, and here I'll just say system.out.println. Here I'll just say age is valid and verified. Now if I just run my code, then it will check for the condition. So age is 10. It will go and check whether which switch statement has the 10 value. So it will check, okay, this case has 10 value. If this has the 10 value, then it will print this piece of code and you will get output as what? Age is valid and verified. Now let me try to run my code so you can see. This is the output we are getting. Now if I say this as 5, let's take an example. Age is 5 over here. In that case it will go, because this age is what? We are passing value as what over here? We are passing value as 5. So this age has 5 value. If this has 5 value, so it will go and check, okay, this case has 5 value and this is giving me implementation as what? Age is valid. But guys, in this case, you will get both the output. It means age is valid and verified. Let me try to run my code and see the output. So you can see we are getting both the outputs over here. The reason is, if in if statement, what we observed, if one of your condition is true, then it will never check for the second and third condition and so on. But in case of switch statement, if your first statement is satisfying the condition, then it will execute the value of that condition as well as for the further condition. So you can see in this case, it is satisfying this value, but after that, it will execute all the piece of code which you have used. That's why we are getting both the outputs in console section. Age is valid as well as age is valid and verified. Now you can ask, hey, this is not correct because my condition is what? Age should be equals to 5. If age is equals to 5, then I should get output as age is valid. Why we are getting output as age is valid and verified as well? So in that case, guys, we have something called break keyword in Java language. If you use break keyword in Java language, then it will, if this condition is satisfying your value, then it will print this value in your console section. After that, it will go to next line and it will check, okay, there's a break keyword. Break means it will terminate the code and it will never check for the next condition. So if I try to run my code, then I will get output as age is valid, and you will not get output as what? Age is valid and verified. But what if I have, let's say this age is 15, right? Now if you try to run your code, so this is 15, right? Now this will go and check, okay, this has value 5 and this has value 10. So we don't have any satisfying value over here. In that case, what it will do, if you just try to run your code, then it will give you nothing in your console. So guys, if you remember, in if statement, we were using else part in order to execute the non-satisfying value. We have something called default. You just have to use default over here, and you just have to use your implementation. So I'll just say not valid. Now if you try to run your code, instead of not getting any output, you will get output as not valid. Default, again, it's a keyword in Java language, and it works like what? Else, which we have seen in case of if statement, right? And in case of default, you don't have to use any value, like variable value. You don't have to use it. And even after default, you will not have to use any break keyword, because this is not recommended at all. So in case of default, you don't have to pass any value, and you don't have to use break keyword, because default is the last one. Any of the if any of the conditions is not true, then it will definitely go and execute the default part. So you don't have to say break, or you don't have to pass any value. So this is not recommended at all. In case of character, let me show you this with the help of character as well. So if I just say char over here, and I'll just pass value as a, right? Now here I will have to pass grade, right? Now here you can see I have used what? 5. I have used 10. So if you have used 5 and 10, and if you try to run your code, then you will get nothing over here. Why? Because grade is of what type? Character type. If your grade is of character type, then you will have to use the same value just after the case keyword. So in this case, you will have to say A, and in this case, you just have to say what? B or something. You can just enter, right? Now, if you try to run your code, then you will get output as age. So I'll just change this. I'll make it as grade is valid, and this also I'll say grade is valid and not valid. Now, if you just try to run your code, then you will get output as what? Grade is valid. So the same thing will go with string as well. So if you are using string, then here also you just have to say string. Now if I just try to pass the same thing, I'll just pass name over here. So here I will have to use the same thing, right? So I'll just pass Rahul. Same as like you can pass multiple values over here. Now if it is satisfying the value, then you will get the same output. So if I just pass gems over here, and if I just try to run my code, then I'll just get output as grade is valid and varied. So here you can see I'm getting not valid as well. Why? Because after case gems, I have not used what? Break keyword. That's why I was getting output as not valid as well. Now if I try to run your code, you will get output as grade is valid and verified. You will not get this output printed. So guys, this switch statement is very easy in Java language. If you want to understand, you just have to do lot of practice, and you will be able to understand the concept very easily. In Java language, we also have a concept where you can use multiple multiple names. So here, let's say if I want to print the same value for Rahul and let's say Java, I want to print the same value for Rahul and Java. So in this case, you can say it is throwing me an error saying that multiple markers at this line, syntax error. So the reason why we are getting this output as, because in my system I'm using Java version as 1.8. Let me show you this, right? 1.8. So guys, after Java 11, Oracle has recently released a new feature called enhanced switch statement in Java. So that concept we will understand in coming lecture. So I just want you to get the good hands-on simple switch statement. Once you get the good hands-on, then we'll also understand all the advanced features of switch statement and other concept as well. Now if we summarize this, then this is the simple syntax of switch statement, and what we have understood, switch is a keyword. So if this is a keyword, then we cannot use switch keyword as an identifier in Java language. To terminate or to stop the execution of code, what we do is we use what? Break keyword just after case. If your variable is of string type, then after case you will have to pass the same value. Any of the condition is not true and you want to print something, then same as like in case of if statement, we were using else part. In case of this, you will have to use default keyword. After default keyword, you don't have to pass any value because this is not recommended at all, and you don't have to use break keyword after default keyword. So guys, this is all about this video. If you are interested, then please do like, share and subscribe. And in case of any doubt or any query, you can just drop me an email at codespark567@gmail.com. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Bye bye. Take care.